Do you remember me, nigga?
My mama don't know. Quiet.
That's why my eyes wide open. If you sleep, you fell.
So chin up and let your glow take center stage from every angle.
For the lives of our daughters and sons, there really needs to be just one love.
I am from Hawaii. In the dirty and quiet part of your favorite vacation, you must understand.
One hand on the handlebar, cop chasing around me like, you can't ride on the sidewalk, living out my best life.
When I say CC, you say P. CC. CC. When I say drop the, you say Mike. Drop the. Mike. Drop the. Mike. When I say I love, you say poetry. I love. Poetry. I love. Poetry. Give it up for drop the mic. Let's get it started. What's up, CCP? How y'all feeling today?
Welcome to the 6th season of Drop the Mic. Please give it up for all of our student poets who are here to perform today. We have 11 poets who are going to be performing in the first round of the first audition show of the 6th season of Drop the Mic. Just to introduce myself, my name is Dr. Michelle Myers. I'm an associate professor in the English department here at Community College of Philadelphia, and I am your host for this afternoon. I'd like to introduce our amazing panel of judges over here. Please give it up for our judges. So our first judge over here is Alicia Dance. Please make some noise for Alicia. She is a graduate of Community College of Philadelphia, and she is actually going to start a master's degree in behavioral health. Please give it up for her.
I work with kids in behavior, so sometimes that is something that's often needed is finding their voice to express themselves.
And then next to her, we have Dr. Judy Gay. Please put your hands together for Dr. Gay. She is the Vice President of Strategic Initiatives and Chief of Staff.
What I'm looking for in contestants is what's the narrative? What's the story they're trying to tell?
And next to her, we have Dr. Joan Bush. Please make some noise for Dr. Bush. She is the Dean of Educational Support Services here at Community College of Philadelphia.
I've been in education a long time, close to 40 years. And what always strikes me about Drop the Mic is the voice that it gives students.
And next to Dr. Bush, we have Ilse Wills. Please make some noise for Ilse Wills. So Ilse Wills is also a graduate of Community College of Philadelphia, and he has been on several seasons of Drop the Mic, and we are very, very happy to have him here this season as a guest judge.
This is my first time being a judge on Drop the Mic. I was a participant for 4 seasons, and one I was actually a headliner.
Are you all ready to hear some poetry? Everybody say yeah? Yeah! Okay, so the poet who is kicking off the first round of the first audition show is Malia. Please make some noise for Malia.
I was born and raised in Honolulu, Hawaii, and I grew up with a single mother, and we never really had money. So I was never able to join dance team or join sports because all of these things required money. And I remember when I got to high school, I saw this thing and it was poetry. And you didn't need any money to join poetry. You just need a pen and a paper. I have never heard my mother say the word ancestor. No. Instead, she says things like rent, or landlord, or bus stop. But I remember this one time, before the welfare came in, when the word palayan, rice field, slipped out of her mouth. And in the following sentences, she described a time when there was no waiting for the 5th of the month. There was just another season in the palayan, just the carabao, the cow, in the daylight. But my mother doesn't tell me about the women I came from or talk to me in Visayan. No, she speaks small words. I like to think that the word America was never in my great-great-great-grandmother's mouth. I think that she spoke in larger sentences, that her words stood sustainable, and her sentences spoke Philippine soil. She said things rough, said them dirty, Her syllables carried babies, carried water in the provinces. Her questions traded food with neighbors. When Mama said, Palayan, I heard her say something deeper. I heard her say, we are rich. Like the soil she worked, we are indigenous. And this story got the tag made in the Philippines sewn on the back, like she broke her back for this story. Like she worked in the field for this story. Like she ate meals because of this story. And who doesn't want to put this story in textbooks? Who doesn't want it to be spoken in Visayan? Who said to have some courtesy? To wipe our feet, to drop our stories on the soil before we get on the boat. Who made her spit out the word palayan? Told her to chew on the word rent instead. Let the words bus stop cause a jam in her throat. Who made the word landlord so impossible to swallow that it is always in her mouth? Who said they could raise us better than our motherland? They took our bodies so we could work another land. Displaced dirty workers down in the dumps. If you didn't drown on the way over, then you are probably dying in the current sea. This is how paper can hold you hostage. A gun in the form of a contract. They sail to navigate the human market because your body is a hot topic, because your body is property. Ang katawang mo ay pag-aari. America has a demand for brown and black limbs, not brown and black memories. So Mama packed everything but her stories. Only spoke in small words: rent, landlord, bus stop. So I have never heard my mother say the word ancestor. But I remember this one time. Before the welfare came in, she said the word palayan. That day, Mama fed me with words so big they had been feeding our people for decades.
Give it up for Malia. Dr. Bush, do you have some feedback?
It's just that was excellent. Performance was excellent. At the end, when you dropped the papers, it's like you're letting go of that to really then say what you wanted to say. So I really enjoyed that. So thank you very much.
Alicia.
You did a great job of telling the story as you were going along. Just be mindful, because I think you were 18 seconds over. So just be mindful of the time.
Thank you, judges. Please put your hands together one more time for Malia.
My performance was, I felt really alive. I felt amazing, like I was just alive and just letting it all out. It just was like energy would be the proper word. The judges their feedback was very positive, very like uplifting, and it really made me feel validated and heard.
Oh, Piragüero, my first lover, the only man I ever wanted anything from.
Can't you see that there's a boy, blind anger? He has a gun towards your head.
One shot, one kill can destroy more than one body, leaving in its wake of destruction one body in the ground.
You are watching season 6 of Drop the Mic. Keep on watching.
The poet coming to the mic now is Elijah. Please put your hands together for Elijah.
I'm not here for the comment. I'm here to talk. I'm here to say what I gotta say.
Fear not, for I'm a prophet sent by God, born blind, but can still hear through this seer fate is told clear, but it seems you've come here for prophetic prophecy. Pathetic probably, but ye cannot turn a blind eye towards fate. So instead came to me foresight into the future, afraid of what fate might pursue you, afraid of institutionalization, afraid that you may be on the stand for someone else's conviction. Now look deep inside of your fate. See what is in front of you. Can't you see that there's a boy, blind anger? He has a gun towards your head. He is at the temple, repenting, looking at you saying, look at what you've done to me. You touched me. You went inside of my pants when I was just 6 years old. And you told me this is what love is like. And I I can't even have a girlfriend because every time she touches me, it's your fingers in my pants. I can't do it. Thank you.
One more time for Elijah. Dr. Gay.
I thought that was pretty amazing because you didn't have the audience to play off of. You were really just doing the poem with the emotion and getting the message out. So I was very impressed with both the message, but also your skill in presenting it without getting feedback.
And Ills Wells.
Yes, the blindfold was a lovely way to not worry about eye contact, you know what I mean? And to just be in your own world. And that's what it was. Like, I felt all that. Thank you.
Thank you, judges. One more time for Elijah.
DTM, drop the mic, man. DTM, drop the mic, man. DTM, drop the mic, man. Here I am, Black Can, the effing man. Yeah.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Yeah, CCP.
Please show your love for Denise Pearlman.
My name's Denise Pearlman. I'm a poet, performer, and I'm an educator as well. I've been doing this for nearly 2 decades, performing nationally and internationally. I've performed at over 200 colleges and universities. I've also been supported by the Leeway Foundation as a Transformation Award recipient. I am a Canto Mundo Fellow. I received residencies at Blue Mountain Center, and also have been awarded a National Association of Latino Arts and Cultures grant. So those are some of my accomplishments, but really grateful to be here. Poems are invitations, right? They're invitations to fall in love with the power of our voices. And so it's really special to be here. So I'm gonna just do a couple poems for y'all, if that's cool. And I think one of the first things that made me fall in love with poetry is this idea that you could take language that has been weaponized against you and your community, right? You could take that narrative that says your people are not valuable, right, or worthy, and you could flip that narrative and turn it on its head, right? And you could celebrate your people and uplift your people and your communities and where you come from. And I think in this country, we have a very specific idea of what kind of work is deemed worthy. And oftentimes that doesn't include working class people, especially people who work with their hands. I'm talking about domestic workers, right? Nannies, people who clean homes, street vendors. And yet these people oftentimes are criminalized, specifically street vendors. And I witnessed that in my own community. The older and older I got, the more I saw them being pushed further and further out of my neighborhood, right? Because of displacement and gentrification. So this poem is an open love letter to a particular kind of street vendor in my community called the Piragüero. Now, if you live anywhere near Lehigh and Allegheny, you have seen the Piragüero with a cart offering us what some people call shaved ice, but what Puerto Ricans called piraguas. If you're Dominican, you're gonna call it a frío frío. If you're Mexican, you're gonna call it a raspado or a raspa. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Okay, cool. So this is a queer girl's ode to the Piragüero. Oh, Piragüero, my first lover, the only man I ever wanted anything from. I sprinted half blocks for you, got off the bus 2 stops early, took the long way home just to see your rainbow umbrella. Oh, Piragüero, candy cool syrup god. Boricua, Batmobile, wooden cart pushing, bobsled papi. When the viejitas asked for the 10th time whether I got un novio, the closest name on my tongue was you. Who else made me break my neck in 2? Who else gave me so much for $1? Who raised hell when they nicknamed your island delicacy snow cone or worse, shaved ice? I trusted you. The hallelujah work of your bare hands, the dirty white kitchen towel you laid over a fat block of ice, and never once did I ask you questions. And when they pushed you off 9th Ave, when you packed up on 96, I only saw you after ball games on 131st and 5th, when the hipsters threw ice in paper cups, added nutmeg and real ingredients like mint leaves. Call this an upscale makeover for a poor man's treat. I wanted to shout out, no! Leave my man alone. Tell me, who else could turn a blue shopping cart into a 57 Chevy or a mom and pop shop, maybe the elotero on El Centro, the churro ladies by the A train, maybe my mama, once the nanny. who sewed curtains for a couple upstairs, made an office out of her hands. Like my pops, who cut his saxophone until the velvet flesh of night rearranged the altitude of a palladium dance floor. And then a plump wad of cash, a worn rubber band, a 401k shoebox, which is to say, praise everything we build under the table. The underworld of workers and wielders, America's thumping bass line, the chorus of a country where 2 for 1 is the best hook to every good song I know. Like the way you turn my tongue into a red carpet, like the first woman I ever loved. Oh, Piragüero, you winter my whole mouth. You conductor of cool. You're the only one I know, the only one who can govern the thick heat like a DJ scratching a glacier. You make the whole city rock. Thank you. I think for me, some of the earliest poems that I wrote were around unpacking my cultural identity and really unpacking my sexuality. The first time I came out was in a poem. And so these were, experiences that I had that were really getting me to really, sort of a vehicle for self-discovery and also to build a political consciousness that was really exciting to me. Y'all still with me? Say yeah. Y'all still with me? CCP say, oh yeah. Love it. So we are a little over 2 years after Hurricane Maria devastated the island of Puerto Rico. We saw a failed government response. We saw the people of Puerto Rico failed by 2 governments, their local government and our federal government. We know that Puerto Rico was already devastated, was already experiencing a crippling economic debt crisis, largely created by United States policies and by colonial relationship, right? Of second-class citizenship, right? Colonial relationship meaning that Puerto Rico doesn't get to determine its own political and economic future. Does that make sense? And then you have the worst hurricane in nearly a century, where over 3,000 people died. Right? Not in the hurricane, but in the aftermath of the hurricane, because there was no power, no access to food, and so on and so forth, and water. And so I wrote this poem after an article in the New York Times called Making a Crypto Utopia in Puerto Rico, which details a number of investors, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency guys, coming in from California and buying up cheap land, right? And they have this idea, and they're already there in Puerto Rico, of making their own city. And the first name that they came up with was Puertopia. So this poem borrows its name from that article. And for the poets in the room and the writers, which I know there are many, one of the really important things to do is to look up the etymology of a word, right? What is its root? Puertopia essentially means gateway or door nowhere. And so this is a critical conversation about disaster capitalism, right, about colonialism, about the mass privatization of beaches and public institutions. The last thing I will say is that the people who are at the forefront, the frontline organizers to which this poem is dedicated to, they look like all of you. They're your age, right? They're freshmen and sophomore going to their local university, and they are protesting and fighting for a Puerto Rico filled with Puerto Ricans, yeah? So this is for them. Puertopia. The coquis don't sing anymore. They click. Mosquitoes turn drone. Metropolis of crypto bro. Tax-deductible greed. A door opens. An island drowns. A playground emerges. A boy, his toy. Depending on the faith, the most dangerous part of a wealthy man is his index finger. What he points to, who he lands on. A civilization, disposable income, pirate in cargo short, new world, old order. Meanwhile, we, diaspora, separated by sea, peel plátanos and cut them on the same angle our mothers taught us to clap when the plane lands on either shore. Now, the beaches are gated and no one knows the names of the dead. Now investors clean their beaks in the river, and this is how a man becomes a flood. Landlord of nothing, king of no good sky. Watch paradise misbehave. Watch the night pearl into a necklace of fists. Watch this El Junque, a real God machine, unhinge her jaw and swallow the flock. Where are the Puerto Ricans, huh? Cuchi Frito, ghost town, battery-operated citizenship. An island is not a tarmac. A disaster is not a destination. Thank you. Right now I'm working on my debut poetry manuscript, and so spending a lot of time looking at the body of work that I have and also building out from there. What are the stories that are urgent and what are the tools that I need to tell those stories now? I'm at CCP and I'm feeling right. The words are real cool, it sounds so nice. I wanna say shout out to Dr. Myers, cause all the poets are here to drop the mic, drop the mic.
Give it up one more time for Denise Pearlman. Coming to the mic now, we have Poet Profess. Please make some noise for Poet Profess.
I am excited. I'm ready to do it. I'm hyped. Imagine loving a woman that's lost her only child to senseless violence in the street. How can I begin to ease her pain? Where's the baby is going to be okay for dummies manual that tells a man the right thing to say? You know, the one that prepares a man for the day that he has to console the woman he loves because he lost her only child? Where is it because I'm lost? There has to be a play-by-play, step-by-step instruction manual that tells a man how to be a man in a situation like this. This can't be real. Imagine the pain I feel every day when I look at the woman I love and I notice she's not the same. The happy, the full of energy, beautiful woman that I used to know is just a shell of the woman she used to be. There's no fire, there's no flame. Some days she can't even remember my name. Some days I'm used as a punching bag and I absorb every blow because it's the only way that I can connect anymore, as if I feel her pain. This senseless violence now breeds domestic violence. And for once in my life where I always had so much to say, like many that suffer abuse at the hands of their loved ones, I grin and bear and I remain silent. One shot, one kill can destroy more than one body, leaving in its wake of destruction one body in the ground and multiple bodies laying around trying to figure out how to cope and deal. And keeping it all together is just an afterthought. After knowing many times I had to fall apart, but my prayer and my faith in God can be the only thing that's kept me from hunting down this punk, this threat to our community. But I'll only be thriving and doing the things that's plaguing our community. But I can't help but having these feelings. And there's this rage that's burning deeply inside of me. But when I look at her hurt, her pain, the smile that will never raise its curl to tell the world how happy she is, God must have his hand tightly on my soul. Because it's taken everything inside of me not to lose control and turn back into the man I used to be. This pain is unbearable, and I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. On some real shit, I wouldn't wish this on someone that wasn't friends with me. A man's pain should not be measured by how much pain he could take, or to what extremes he could be pushed to before he mentally breaks. Because there's not a measuring tool in this world that can come close to relate to a man's pain.
One more time for Poet Profess. Alicia, do you have some feedback?
I feel like there was a lot of powerful lines within the poem. Like your starting and opening line was just very powerful out the gate. One of the notes that I jotted down was you had your hands in your pocket, and it seems like soon as you took your hands out, you opened up, and there was just like that flood of emotion and energy that you were giving us, and we felt that pain within the piece. It was really good.
Dr. Bush?
Just one of the lines, one shot, one kill, and the profound impact of that line shows your anger, the anger one would have going through that. So I thought it was very powerful and really gave a real depiction of loss.
Thank you, judges. Please give it up one more time for Poet Profess.
The judges thought that the performance was great. I thought everybody's judgment was pretty on key. It's a pretty impactful poem, and it was the response I expected.
Our bodies are infused with detrimental qualities. Our nations have been swallowed by colonization.
You, white black girl, too polite, too white, too mannerisms, too bossy, too loud, too proud, too you, too noticeable, too ghetto, too black, but wait.
This is season 6 of Drop the Mic. You gotta keep watching.
Coming to the mic now, we have Sister Love. Please make some noise for Sister Love.
I feel really calm. I feel like very confident, and I just feel happy overall. Basically, woeful spirits settle in the night of darkness. Righteous ones walk in the path of flawless. The people of the earth are abusing medication to elude their reality. Let's not be the prisoners of our own mentalities. Have been the adversary of your brutality, adding value to commodities. It's time to rebuke that shepherd out of your dead bodies. Your thoughts are scattered like the print on leopards. The wealth of the land is shattered like broken records. The hope of iniquity is as light as a feather. Torture of animals, then designed to make leather. Pollution resides on earth as it contributes to our weather. The foolish only attest to the calculations of the weather. You take heed to the false prophecies. Infliction of systematic diseases accounting from systematic poverty. Our bodies are infused with detrimental qualities. Our nations have been swallowed by colonization. We have submitted to stipulation due to famine psychological stimulation. The body and mind departed in relations. Thank you.
Sister Love. Dr. Gay, do you have some feedback?
You have a very timely message about sustainability and things that people should care about, but I'm not sure that people will get the message if you don't put a little bit more emotion into the delivery of the message. But I love the theme of your work.
Dr. Bush?
I think it's really is very visible, the chaos you talk about and how we are responsible for the chaos as a society. So I appreciate that. Good message.
Thank you, judges. Please put your hands together one more time for Sister Love.
I think they're actually really good, and see, that's the thing about it. I'm not worried about the competition. I'm just worried about having fun and everybody else having fun. That's it.
Coming to the mic now, we have Everall. Please make some noise for Everall.
Here, what's good, what's poppin', what's hit, what it is, what it do, what's up. This is Lendo, yes, and you already know, and this is Drop the Mic.
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 Yeah, CCP.
Hey, this is season 6 of Drop the Mic. Keep watching.
Where I come from is a place in the tropics. Let's paint the picture while we talking on the topic. Time goes on. We just can't stop it. Like Mobb Deep, the temperature's rising. Wait a minute, that ain't it. When an event takes place, something's bound to unfold. When I come from has the flag colors, green, black, and gold. The place I come from, only one side is shown and told. Through the language I speak and the culture, it still has a stronghold. When you look at a picture, it's more than what you see. I might have left that place, but listen, that place ain't leave me. No matter what the result is, I'ma let it be. I'll never forget the place I came from. It's an instant memory. I'm a long way from home, but I don't care if it's far. I feel like it's a must. You must never, ever forget who you are. As they say, shoot for the moon even if you land on the stars. I'll never forget the place I came from, no matter if I'm traveling in airplanes and cars. That's it.
One more time for Everall. Dr. Gay, do you have some feedback?
Well, I think you have some great ideas in your poem and some good lines. Never forgetting the place you came from. I think it's an important message. I think that the flow of the poem was broken up because of your reading it as opposed to memorizing it and knowing it enough that you just speak it from the emotion. So it just was a little bit kind of choppy because of that.
Ills Wills?
Yes, so definitely was official, slow it down, but I do love it. I love the bars and everything in there, so, you know.
Thank you, judges. Please give it up one more time for Everall.
DTM, drop the mic, man. DTM, drop the mic, man. DTM, drop the mic, man. Here I am, Black Can, the effing man. Yeah.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Yeah, CCP.
Coming to the mic now, we have Al. Please make some noise for Al.
Signs of the whitewash. 1, when you speak, use Ebonics instead of English, because when you articulate, that will reiterate the fact that you are not black. 2, when you don't wear your nappy, or is it natural hair out, expect looks of contempt, because when you don't know how to connect with your roots lost to you since before dad's disappearing act and before grandma's newly designed living room made to have you mind raped, remember that your straightened hair is a rebirth, a white genesis, if you will. 3, when you find yourself explaining that your lips are naturally that shade of pink, that your eyelashes just do that your whatever is completely authentic, you will realize that explaining your blackness is a test. Your blackness will become a card, easy to misplace, easy to cover up, easy to tear apart, easy to pocket. 4, when your colorless friends start to steal your extra virgin olive oil, steal your non-existent curls, your lips, your voice, your guy, your pocketed black card, when will you realize it? You, white black girl whose natural alto voice code switches to intermezzo, to polite, to white, to mannerisms, to bossy, to loud, to proud, to you, to noticeable, to ghetto, to black, but wait. Wait, white black girl. You gave them your card, didn't you? You spit on their language, dissed on their dances, choked on their cooking, stumbled with their styles, confused with their teaching, their skin, your skin, didn't you? When you find yourself staring at your own skin and are confused by the golden hues of your own melanin, then you will know that you too have been whitewashed.
One more time for Al. Dr. Bush, do you have some feedback?
Yeah, very powerful, interesting message of and how complex our world is. I think, again, if you could memorize it, probably, and speak to the audience a little bit more, it would have been a different kind of impact.
Alicia.
I feel it was a very powerful poem, so many lines. I think if it was memorized, there was so much that you could play with gesture-wise. I just could see it. And then just hearing the poem and seeing what you could do with that, I think it was amazing just the way you laid everything out. So good job.
One more time for Al. Coming to the mic now, we have Society. Please put your hands together for Society.
I based my love off Disney movies, that perfect, not so realistic romantic comedy. Would you believe how many frogs I've kissed, sipping my tea? High School Musical taught me that if I go to a party and act shy, I'll magically find my soulmate through a song. Maybe I will find something new in this godforsaken state. I related to a Cinderella story series like I was the main character. Well, because look at me. I don't scream expensive, but this heart and persona I got within me, not even Gucci could afford. Instead of forgetting a cell phone or a shoe, I'll probably forget the text back and use every pronoun in the dictionary not to mix up the names, because who will really remember a Chris? Disney taught me love, taught me patience, but never pain. It didn't teach me about temptation. It didn't teach me the struggles of making my relationship successful. It didn't teach me the responsibilities of actions leading to reactions if I go reenact what I did during my single life. It didn't teach me sacrifice. Disney only portrayed the good side of being in love, knowing the scale should be balanced because we live in a society where we genocide love to extinction. Just as a reminder, you gotta fall before you fall in love. The end.
One more time for Society. Alicia.
I appreciate the way you approached the poem about love. I feel like when you hear love poems, sometimes we don't necessarily think, let's talk about Disney. And I like the way you approached the topic. I do feel like if there was like more expression, I think you could have killed some of those lines, but altogether it was a good poem.
Dr. Gay.
I agree with that comment that I think you have a great message and interesting style, but more emotion to connect with the audience and to highlight certain lines and certain parts of the poem would be important to really do the best performance. But it was really good. I enjoyed hearing you.
Thank you, judges. Please give it up one more time for Society.
I'm at CCP and I'm feeling right. The words are real cool, it sounds so nice. I wanna say shout out to Dr. Myers, cause all the poets are here to drop the mic, drop the mic.
Coming to the mic now, we have Sloppy Joe. Please make some noise for Sloppy Joe.
Okay, there's no name here. I just write doodle my thoughts. That's all we do here. So, no name for this guy. But, there we go. There's a reason why lunatics lose it and their trigger fingers get loosened. It's not violent media and music, it's people being abusive. And putting people through it, and putting them through so much bullshit, and then even after that, not even saying, sorry, dude, and calling the kid Cool Whip. He's the one on the back of the bus everyone picked on and screwed with. And at lunch, he was told he didn't have cool enough shoes to sit here with the cool kids like Frankie Muniz and here with Mila Kunis. The truth is, we create the monsters, the mobsters, the Jeffrey Dahmers, and the Boston Marathon bombers. That's what happens. We create the Mansons. Just imagine. Like magic and hats filled with rabbits, at least half of what happens, even when it's tragic, is often abracadabra propaganda fed to us by laughing actors that call themselves newscasters. They control what we do. They keep us blind to the lies and our eyes closed to the truth because they only want to let us see things through a narrower point of view. That's it. For now.
One more time for Sloppy Joe. Dr. Gay, do you have some feedback?
Again, I think because you were reading it, you didn't give us a chance to really connect easily with the work. I think you have a good message, so just take your time and get it out there.
Dr. Bush?
Yeah, I think you have a great message, right, that we all need to hear. So I think, as Dr. Gay is saying, the pace, slow it down just a little bit so you can punch some of those words so we really get it. Overall, though, good job.
Thank you, judges. One more time for Sloppy Joe.
Here, what's good, what's poppin', what's hood, what it is, what it do, what's up. This is Lindo, yes, and you already know, and this is Drop the Mic.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Yeah, CCP.
Poet on deck is Q, and coming to the mic now we have Alexis. Please make some noise for Alexis.
Well, slap my ass and kiss me on the lips. I just won the genetic lottery, and by genetic, I mean hereditary, and by hereditary, I mean I can see you pass along those genes like hand-me-downs, handing me the suicide temptation found in familial history and slit wrists, skulls with the backs blown out, hollow point blown out, loose rounds, and slip-knot ring hangers hung up in orderly fashion as the orderly walks the halls and click-clacks with tap shoes like a blind man's cane, while all the while I sleep in this harm-proof bed and drown in this 2-inch shower. Call this life a shelled helmet of shotgun shells to blow my brains to bits as you flick on the light switch and scream in terror, for my head has dissipated into a haze of red mist and my heart floats to heaven or hellscape lands, wispy strings of spinal fluid residue and throat-made sinew stringing out from the neckline, deathline, call it a row. Well, kiss me on the cheek and slap me in the face. This hunk of flesh could be a regressed, repressed trauma memory of God and angels, not my memory of them, their memory of us. Because the human race is so fucking trauma-inducing, they had to erase their memories, retrace their steps, trying to eradicate us. Maybe it's a sort of four-way between me, you, depression, and anxiety, almost a gangbang of the mind. Directly integrated into medical magic, making me glad, call it a bad day, because I just saw someone blow their metaphysical brains out all over the subway car, and she was me.
One more time for Alexis.
Thank you.
Dr. Bush.
Thank you for that. Really powerful. I could hear it. I could see it. You have a really good message here. I think a little bit louder, maybe a little closer to the mic. But overall, I thought you did a great job. Thank you.
Alicia.
I feel you had excellent gestures throughout the poem, and they matched your words perfectly. One of the things I would say is it was certain lines, I wish you would have slowed down a little bit just so it was easier to catch everything because there was so much within the poem. But other than that, I feel like it was a great poem.
One more time for Alexis.
Interlude. Aight, y'all, it's Dwight. Name so nice, you gotta say it twice. Catch me on Drop the Mic. Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Yeah, CCP.
Coming to the mic now, we have Q. Please make some noise for Q.
I was a cook before this. I still am a cook. I went to culinary college and everything, and I just was like, I'm over this career. I don't want to do it. Maybe go into the journalism thing. I want to get to writing. I want to get into all that. So when I dove in and I saw this, and I started seeing different things as far as writing go, and just put myself out there, I was like, the best way to do it is to just get to it. Baby, meeting you was the first day of spring. A recognition of a season to come, but yet not felt or seen, creeping up upon my skin like a luring wind, and brushing against my hair as the feeling of transitioning from cold to warm. It was beautiful, you and I. Young adventures of breath and new air, not necessarily fresh. New touches of white ear, new warm pink flesh. I can't explain the process I went through during our courtship. It was easy going, built-in laughter, didn't have to force it. At first, it was like a beautiful acoustic guitar symphony on the break of a song from two different worlds, and I didn't know how you would get me, but we still sang along. Venturing into new waters together, hand in hand, built a castle in the borders with the moat, like, you know, the one you draw in the sand. But water filled the outside. You didn't want anyone to cross into our humble sanctuary. I enjoyed the entrapment to some extent, but it grew weary, and I could no longer fight the good fight of adventures of just us into the unknown. We started to only understand each other when I felt I wanted to be alone. Everything beautiful that I began to see on the other side of our polish, you tried to hide from me, and suddenly everything became honest. The spring turned quickly to where we suddenly skipped the summer nights. Reoccurring conversation turned into pointless, frustrating fights. We began to face the blistering cold of what was once dripping smells of fresh pollen, but now frozen teardrops of dew. I was already lost in your grasp and began to lose you. And I wonder why we are faced with such beautiful tragedies. Why does anger and desperation fall so flat in your face so easily and tragically? The other side of love, perfection, happiness, and bliss, and short and sweet like a beautiful pet kiss. Had it been nothing, it wouldn't hurt so bad. Hurt being an operative word, because I'm rather at a puzzle remembering what I had. Abandon the polish to seek the true meaning of my life on the other side of my face moon. To say our love wasn't life-changing, just be modest. So I'll see you again, maybe soon.
Give it up for Q. Ills Wills, you have some feedback?
Yes, that was like a lovely, it seems like whatever, you learned your lesson from that relationship and everything like that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Dr. Gay?
I really felt that was a very personal work that you did, and I felt that you were really telling a story that was actually authentic. Though I have to say, you probably did the best job of gesturing and paying attention to the words and trying to convey that while you were reading. I thought that was actually pretty remarkable that you were able to pull that off. Thanks.
Thank you, judges. Please give it up one more time for Q.
Interlude. Aight, y'all, it's Dwight. Name so nice, you gotta say it twice. Catch me on Drop the Mic. Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Yeah, CCP.
And closing out the first round of the first audition show of the 6th season of Drop the Mic is Day. Please make some noise for Day.
Building! Can I take the microphone off? Jit. All right, I'll stay in this gorgeous space right here. Can't move the microphone. Let's get this started. So when I say awesome, y'all say things. Awesome. Thanks. Awesome. Thanks. Let's get started. Me and God, we do awesome. Awesome. Me and God, we do awesome. Awesome. Like what? Like what? Like bike riding. Bike riding. Like what? Like bike riding. Yeah. Me and God, we go through the city of what we call what, y'all? brotherly love. And we have like some of the best times I've ever known. When people say, yo, Bo, be respectful, we're like, yo, we define respect. Have you not detected what we bring to the stage? Nothing but positive vibes. So we exchange nothing but positivity. And that's why I love going bike riding with the one and only G-O-D. That's what I love to say. Me and God, we do awesome. Awesome. Me and God, we do awesome. Awesome. Me and God, we do awesome. Awesome. Me and God, we do awesome. Yeah. Thank you for your time. Peace.
Put your hands together one more time for Day. Alicia, you have some feedback?
I feel like I think you had like a clear hook throughout the poem, but I do feel like I feel the overall message was you and God do awesome things, but I think it was a clear hook, whereas I wasn't sure if you were freestyling or if there was a poem in there. So I would say just try to distinguish that more the next time.
And Ills Wells.
Yes, I really can't go against it because it was God and the energy that you have. So I was like, I just wanted to see, like, is this energy real or is he just putting on a show? But it's real. Thank you.
Thank you, judges. Please put your hands together one more time for Day. Can we also have another round of applause for all of our student poets who performed in the first round of the first audition show of Drop the Mic? And then also, can you show your love one more time for our feature poet, Denise Pearlman? We're so happy that she was here to bless the mic for us this afternoon. Please give it up for yourselves. You were a great audience. Give yourselves a round of applause. And then also one more time for our judges, our wonderful judges. Okay, so you guys have a great afternoon, and we hope to see you back here again for round 2. Thank you.
With my wings, the flight that I'm on, my speech can guide you to be airborne. Like a light, just click in your dawn with the click of your heels. I hover over your head. I'm a mother, so it's in my nature to nurture you. Rain wisdom on parades to keep you marching towards progression, but I shadow. A smoky color, not as boxed as others. My wing flock feathers are scorched like ashes, and it dusted my wings with a flutter, make it rain. Wet, PCP, poison and concepts prophetically. So I cause ruckus, declare clouded judgment, and offer you celestial help.